Going home is not an option anymore. I had my mom in my ear, like, you need to get a job. I've had jobs. I've had a lot of jobs. I know what I want. That is color, joy, and freedom of expression. Wearing the color gives me the confidence. Bali is such a mirror. Every struggle, I'm like, this is a chapter of the book I'm gonna write one day. The only person that knows what's best for me is me. I'm saving the world in my own way.
Hey guys, this is Tintian, the person behind this video. Last December, I had the voice in my mind that I should talk to my friend Gráinne. Somehow I feel like she's on the same journey as me. We are building something of our own while still figuring things out. She also loves surfing and roller skating, loves art, painting, and my dream was once having my own brand, become a fashion designer, and she is doing it. Seeing her is like seeing myself. With all this curiosity, I went to have this interview with her.
Hi, I'm Gráinne. I am from Ireland. I currently live in Bali, where I run my feel-good fashion, roller skate, surf and swimwear brand. I have a dog. Her name is Jawa. I love to surf. I love to roller skate. I like being in nature. I like going to the beach. I like eating. How do you have the confidence to wear so much color? I was like, wearing the color gives me the confidence. It allowed me to kind of step out of my mind and be myself. The feeling that I would get if I like skated by the beach in my own world, wearing the colors, feeling the sea on my skin. And I grew up in Ireland. It's grey and rainy. Not a lot of people wear colors, and then all of a sudden there's me with pink hair gliding down. It was just like, yes, I am who I am. Even surfing, I have a purple surfboard. I'm wearing my crazy colors in the water.
When you first see her, she's so shiny. That energy, that vibe. I feel like, oh wow, I wish to be like that. But after you talk more, you realize that maybe this is a problem all women entrepreneurs facing, is that the self-doubt never goes away.
Running a business, oh my gosh, it's like the biggest self-development journey I think you can ever go on. Every year I learn so much about myself. People think like you're your own boss, you have all this freedom, time freedom. That definitely comes, but I think you have to like grind. I just can't wait to have a holiday. Since having the brand, you just don't ever really get to fully switch off. There's just so much to pay for when you run a business, even really not fun things. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just go home and get a job. And then, what job would I even do? Even if I was to do that, like, that's not my purpose. You just have to feel the fear and do it anyway. One thing about Irish people, we leave. I had a lot of resentment. Went to a Catholic school. It was very strict. We had to confess our sins to the priest every week. A lot of that leaks into society. We only legalized things like gay marriage and abortion when I could vote in the last 10 years. People shouted names at me when I would walk through the village in my outfit. In school, I was like bullied for it. Everywhere I went, I never really felt like I fully fit in. I don't want to wear what everyone else is wearing. Shopping in vintage stores, thrift stores. I was obsessed with Lady Gaga, but then I got sick. I had anorexia. I had no color in my wardrobe, just wanting to hide myself away from the world. I had lived in Spain for a summer, and two of the girls that I lived with dressed really cool, and I remember being like, wow, I love their outfit. That's who I am. Like, I want to be that person again. I would just email stylists and ask, could I assist them? And then I did like some of the university fashion shows. I also started to share my outfits on Instagram, kind of going to a lot of festivals, and I used to wear mad outfits to festivals. Started to get a following. I started to get brands reaching out. I've always been an open book on social media. My way of finding my people in the world, a space where I felt like I could be myself. I always knew I wanted a brand. Never thought I was good at drawing. My mom didn't let me do art in school. I was the oldest. You have to go to university. Neither of my sisters went to university. I'm the only one with a degree. Now I was like, oh yeah, I'm educated, you know? And I don't regret it at all. It gave me time to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And I studied communications, and I think I loved all of that, analyzing the fashion and the messaging. I don't want the corporate job. Like, I would rather have the energy to put into my own socials.
Me too. I don't like it. The biggest challenge for creators nowadays isn't about building something of your own, but to not take the path that feels safer. It's so hard.
I don't like selling, but then I literally worked in sales. I sold shots for a living. I left the job in H&M because it was making me cry every day. Then a job in a vintage store, doing a lot of the socials, working in the store, to look back at all of the things that I've done and how they've like kind of all in weird ways had some good experience in terms of starting a brand. Before COVID, I was convinced that I was going to move to London to work in fashion. But then it hit and I came home in my seaside village in North County Dublin. I was just spending a lot more time at the beach. That was when I started roller skating as well. Oh my gosh, like I love being outside. I was kind of looking for pieces, still felt like my style, but that I could also skate and surf in. I couldn't find any. Then I just thought like, I'm just going to do it. I started kind of designing things. I found some manufacturers. I started sampling things. I still worked in my part-time job at the vintage store. And then it was weird. When I started the brand, they were like, oh yeah, we want you to be doing campaigns and styling and blah, blah, blah. You can do a month and we'll see how it goes. And then maybe we'll put your wage up. I had a therapy session after I had this meeting with my manager. Thank God, because I probably would have said yes. I'm such a people pleaser. I'm trying to get over that. My therapist, and she was like, why would you do more work for a month to maybe get paid more? I left that job and brought the brand to Bali for the first time. That didn't work out. It's much harder to do it here. It's hard to get product here and stuff like that. When it got uncomfortable and I didn't really know how I would keep going here, I went home. I feel like I had such an identity crisis when I went home. Growing up in a society that almost shamed you for being who you are made me feel I hate it here. But then when I actually went back, I would just like camp in my car, the beaches around the West Coast and stuff, and just skate around different towns. It really made me reconnect with Ireland and just like what it means to be Irish. We were very much creative and storytellers and musicians. That's within the culture. The Shanachie is the Irish word for storyteller. The fact that we, through 800 years of brutal colonization, kept our music alive, kept our language alive, to the point that almost everywhere in the world celebrates St. Patrick's Day. This is very much who I am. I'm a Celtic fairy goddess. It's cliche, but ever since I watched Eat, Pray, Love when I was 14 years of age, there's just something in my body that's like telling me I need to go there. In order for me to continue running my business, chasing my dreams, renting in Dublin just didn't really feel an option. And I already had this idea planted that I wanted to be here more. The brand is going to make more sense. I'm going to be able to surf more in my bikini instead of a wetsuit. The universe was like, going home is not an option anymore. So I was like, okay, it's time to go all in. And yeah, then I just did it. Bali is such a mirror. It will show you your deepest, darkest fears, and then it's up to you. Do you make it or break it? Since moving the business, it's been a struggle. The Irish audience maybe has a disconnect from the brand because it's not in Ireland anymore, but then we haven't fully found the exact audience here. When you have this DNA makeup of like lack, it's hard to just surrender. I almost didn't do the painting event on Valentine's Day because the last one I did, someone left without paying and then said that they would text me on Instagram and never did. And that kind of made me feel like, oh, I don't know if these events are working. My boyfriend kept saying like, maybe the weather is still too weird, like maybe you should wait. And then my friend was like, oh, don't stress yourself out. But in my body, I was like, no, I want to do this now. I did it now. It was the one sunny day of like the whole of February. It was the first one that we sold out. And I'm like, oh, okay, like I trusted that and look how supported I was. I think a big thing for me this year, tuning into my own intuition. For so much of my life, I've like not fully trusted myself. I'll make a decision, but then ask 10 people, what do they think the right decision is? Actually, like the only person that knows what's best for me is me.
From the outside, the life looks very free, but what's the truth behind that?
Sometimes I still don't know what I'm doing. There was a point where my Instagram was nearly at 20 okay, and now it's just going down and down and down, and I'm like, I'm trying to pivot, I don't know what to even do. I have to detach from the outcome and stop thinking about numbers and, again, like validation, and really think of the purpose and intention behind everything. Once you get very clear, there's no plan B. This is just what I have to do. I know what I want. My brand to have a store here, the painting, a roller skate, a place to do all of those things, girly sleepover. I already have a vision board on Pinterest of disco balls, pink, purple, everywhere. I just want people to walk in and like feel like they've like entered some kind of alternate universe of just an explosion of color and joy. A team of people to help me that also adore what I'm building. Run a business in a way that gives back to this island, give back to the communities that paying people enough to live. Some kind of program that gets more girls into surf, skating, and all of that. You have to fall to learn in those sports. You don't just land a perfect spin. It takes all these different methods of learning and trying again and failing, but you see the results. Commitment, discipline that it takes to do well at those things kind of inspires me. There's not as many Indonesian girl surfers in the water, so I'd love to do something. It encourages girls to wear more color, stay in their sports. There's so much joy and community that comes from sport, not feeling like we have to drop out because we're supposed to find a husband and our job is raising children.
It's not about figuring everything out, but being more comfortable while you're uncomfortable. Learn how to deal with the inner lack and the limiting mindset while still doing it. Taking the actions that align with your mission and vision. Just love this girl. Interviewing her made me feel like I have a deeper understanding about myself as well. So thank you for this opportunity.
I think the day that I can surrender and thrive within that, like that's winning for me. I feel a sense of safety, security, and reach a point where I'm able to celebrate the wins, not feel so terrified all the time. But I think it's a process.